Welcome to my first hiking video. And with that, we begin my hiking project for the year 2025, Path to Triglav. To start it off, we headed to the closest hill to my hometown Ptuj, Donačka gora. Its top is on 884 meters. One of the trailheads is located in Kupčini Vrh, which is only a half-hour drive from Ptuj. Donačka gora, with English name Mount Saint Donatus, got its name from a small church of Saint Donatus, which dates back to 1730. It also has another, more local name, Rogaška gora or Rogač, named because of its shape from certain angle. The road took us through Kidričevo, over Ptujska gora, Majšperk, Stoperce, where you turn left towards Kupčini Vrh. Drive was smooth with not a lot of traffic, and since it was holiday time, the parking was also not as full as it is regularly in the summertime. At the parking spots, locals made a box so you can put in €1 for parking. It is not mandatory, I guess, but they are doing a really good job with keeping it clean and smooth, so I think everyone should do it. To begin the hike, you start with a few meters through the village between the houses. Past the water trough and towards the stream where the asphalt ends. You have to jump over the water, but in normal times it's not very wide. Here you head into the forest and start a slow ascent on the way to Rudijev Dom, which is the mountain hut on Donačka gora located at 589 meters above sea level. This takes you upward along the small stream, which probably gets quite big and fast during a thunderstorm. The path is very well marked with blazes on the trees. In the winter, you have to watch out for some shady parts, because it can be icy or muddy under all the fallen leaves. If you take an average tempo and don't rush too much, you should reach the hut in about 30 minutes, if not faster. I honestly didn't check it that day, but from past experience, I know that you can be up there pretty fast. You can also come up to the hut by car, but from the other side of the hill, and for me the proper way to go about it is from the bottom. At the hut you can also get something to eat and drink, go to the toilet or just chill at the benches outside or inside. I don't usually stop here because I'm not tired yet, but sometimes I go for a drink on the way down. From the hut the signs take us left on the Frolich trail. It starts on the road by the outdoor toilets, and a few meters after that take a right up the hill again. On the boards it says 45 minutes to the top, and I would say it's quite precise for an average hiker. Upper part doesn't start too steep, taking us through the beech forest. However, about 10 minutes in, the ramp starts to become steeper and steeper. It zigzags left and right, with some steps in a lot of parts, especially on the hairpins. On these slopes, wind gets quite strong sometimes, and in the summer a lot of thunderstorms hit Donačka gora. That is why you can see all those fallen trees being sawed up in smaller chunks. And if that isn't enough, snow and ice do the job in the winter. As far as wildlife goes, I don't think you can see a lot of animals on this trail. Maybe some birds and a squirrel or two. I encountered a deer once, but that is pretty rare, since there are always a lot of people around. As we are approaching top of the hill, the path gets even steeper and we can see more and more rocks and roots out of the soil, especially after the last corner of the slope when we arrive at the ridge. From there, we have 5 more minutes to the top over rocks and roots. I arrived at the top exactly 1 hour and 15 minutes since starting at the bottom. Weather was a lot better than in the valley, as you can see the inversion did its job. It was a bit windy at the top, but the thermometer showed 6 degrees Celsius compared to -3 in the valley. I was alone for about 10 minutes, ate a banana, drank a bit of mineral water, and enjoyed the views of Boch, Pohorje and all the fog in between. On the top, we can find the concrete cross, which was built in 1934. Later, it was blown up in 1952. Former top of the cross still lies next to it on the floor. It was finally repaired in 1992. A few years back, the bench with a heart was also built on top, which makes it a popular Instagram spot. When I had enough of the wind, I started my descent. It wasn't too bad, except on some places it was a bit muddy and you could easily slip if you weren't careful, like myself. Classic Kota move. Way down is quite a bit faster than up. I arrived back at the hut after half an hour, and then another 20 minutes back to the village. All in all, it was a nice hike to start the project. For sure it would be nicer to do it in the summer, but it's a really easy climb to the top, so you can do it basically whole year round. It took me 2 hours and 20 minutes, with around 10 minutes at the top. So if you are somewhere in the vicinity and love hiking, give it a go and let me know how it was. Next one? I don't know yet. But anyway, take care, go somewhere nice, and see you in the next one.